Hello, shooters, loaders, and casters. Welcome to another Friday night live stream for the Georgia Shooting Connection. We have a number of guests with us tonight. Thank all y'all for bearing with us. Nobody seemed to be able to get their link tonight. I can't wait to let Chico do this. Check him out, man. Chico's got all the technology going over there, and I can't even send a link out to these nice folks.
He's
But
like a
anyway,
real
thank y'all for
professional anchor man.
I don't know about that, but we want to thank all of our viewers for dropping by tonight. Apparently, we're in competition with the Democratic debate, so we may have nobody watching out there tonight.
Yeah,
So,
is that a competition?
you beat them, just maybe.
I don't know. There's Miss Kitty, Uncle Jim.
Well, yeah, it should be entertaining. So,
Scott, Daniel God is my judge. All right, let's start off the way we always do. Chico, introduce our guest. Thank you.
Sure. Guys, thanks, guys and ladies. Thanks for joining us for another Friday night Georgia Shooting Connection. I know a lot of y'all was in the side chat waiting, but we had some technical difficulties, so we appreciate y'all being patient. I'll make sure I'm not on mute. No, okay. Make sure y'all, thanks for being patient. And we've got a number of guests. We got Brother Inside Freedom. We got Brother Loads of Bacon. And we got these other two right here, Kyle and Pink Shear. So thanks everyone for being here. And I'll shoot it to Brother Kyle. How you been doing, man? Kyle, how you doing, brother?
Must be weather. Kyle's frozen.
Okay, that's fine.
Hear me?
Oh, there we go. Okay.
Can you not hear me?
Now I can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah. Being from Georgia, I just got done taking my fish for a walk. It's snow in the morning. I've been doing great. Work's been busy. Got my son's in there. He's playing video games and keeping the dog entertained. So life is pretty good, full of Taco Bell. Life's great. Scott, what are you up to, sir?
I've just been trapped in the house doing estate stuff all week, and I've had the kids here at the tail end because of sickness in the schools and then because of snow today. So that snow you're talking about tomorrow morning, we had it here this morning, and then it melted pretty much by this afternoon. Now we're back down to about 26. So it's a balmy 26 outside right now. I'm enjoying seeing all of y'all and finally getting back here with the Georgia Shooting Connection, because it's been a while since I've had the Friday evening to be able to do this. So hello, everybody, and hello, Miss Pink Shears. First time to meet you. Nice to meet you. And the man behind the bomb, Bacon, Loads of Bacon, it's good to be on here with you because I've never had a chat with you before.
No, I don't think we better on screen together, Scott. You're going to make me look good.
Well, I'm good at making people look good. I got to hang out with me. I can make you look good.
Actually, I think all of us are making Sharinda look pretty good. Not that she needs any help.
Yes, I would.
Look at her grin, man. It's like, she knows she pretties this crowd up.
She's pretty, and then she's got that beautiful blue thing behind her too.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Wait, no. Yeah, this is backwards.
So we got questions already, and then I'll get to the point or two. Mad Sexy says he's got on layaway a Heritage Rough Rider 6.5 inch 149. Does it have pros and cons on it? Everything's got pros and cons on it. It's a little single action 22. For what it is, that's a decent price. Oh, man.
Probably your biggest con is 22 is hard to reload.
Let me hit the right button.
Oh, Vanessa was asking what kind of coffee was I drinking, and I knew she would probably think I was lying if I literally said unicorn. It literally is named unicorn.
Couch Super Bowl champ. Rub it in. Us
I
Georgia,
am 50
us,
years.
us Georgia boys got close enough to smell it a couple of times. That's about it. So, Mad Sexy, I've got one that's the 4 5/8 or 4.5 inch, whatever. It's the shorter barrel one. And mine came with 2 cylinders. It's got the long rifle and the 22 Magnum, and that thing's really fun with 22 Magnum in it. But you have to load it a lot because you can go through a bunch of 22s. But I think I mean, man, it shoots good. It's not expensive. I mean, I think they're pretty cool for what they are, for what they cost.
Yeah, I got one for my son last year for Christmas, and he loves shooting the 22 Magnum cylinder in that thing. It's a blast. I shoot it a lot too. I take it with me and just slow down with it when I'm at the range all the time. I really enjoy shooting that little gun.
Everybody say, "Hey, Mig."
Oh, hey, Mig.
Where is he?
Bye, Mig.
Seems like he's not been on in a minute.
Yeah. One of the main thing we want to talk about tonight. Bacon called me earlier this week, and oh man, and I'll get to that, Sexy. And like 14 seconds afterwards, Chico called me. So I said, "Hold on a minute, I'm gonna merge," and we were both talking to Bacon, and I apologize to you, Bacon, for not just go ahead and inviting you on right then. But like I told you in my text message, man, sometimes the obvious has to hit me between the eyes with a 2x4 before I recognize anything. And
I resemble that remark.
yeah, and with that kind of mentality, every once in a while, as you're getting older, you think back to when you were younger days, and you think, well, how many girlfriends did I miss out on because I'm so oblivious? But anyway, 2 years ago yesterday, Bacon started up the Slack thing, and it was really fun. And that led to the Reloaders Network. Am I right, Bacon?
Yeah, that's about it. We had a few folks testing it with me starting a few days before that. And then, yeah, it was the 6th of February. What is this, 20? So 18. Yeah. And invited folks to join. A bunch of folks jumped in. And we've been making fun of new friends and old friends ever since. We didn't call it the Reloaders Network to start with. We got rolling for a few days, and people were trying to recruit friends, and we decided we needed a name for this thing because come join me on this random Slack thing. That's kind of a chat, kind of a forum. It isn't a great description, so we needed a name for it, and we pulled the crowd. And I don't remember now who came up with the name, the Reloaders Network, but that's what we ended up sticking with and going with.
Yeah, it's kind of like how we got the name Georgia Shooting Connection. We didn't put out a poll or anything. It's just, what we're going to call this. And I guess Nathan come up with it. Do y'all remember Nathan? No?
It's been a while. I really think the last time I talked to or saw him was July of last year. Personally, I know y'all talked to him more, but that's the last time I've seen or talked to him.
Yeah, and back then it was the reloading room.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. It took me a minute to find my mouse.
Well, since all that started way back then, um, Reloaders Network's grown quite a bit, and it started as just a place of unity and a place for us to gather when the obvious kind of happens, when YouTube gets tired of us, and some of us out there are hoping and thinking that maybe the government's going to come to our rescue and make them start allowing us to put our 2A stuff up on there. But
Sorry.
what are you willing to trust the government with? And
So,
I don't want to seem like an old fuddy duddy, but you know, the government still wants us to believe that one guy shot John F. Kennedy with an Italian Carcano.
yeah, we didn't start the Reloaders Network as a way to survive YouTube. It was a matter we were having a lot of fun and wanting to grow the community. They came out with their policies on content featuring firearms, I think of what they call it, in March of 18. So a month after we all jumped onto Slack. And so it turned out the timing was just right. But no, the YouTube we all knew and loved in 2015, it's gone. It's not coming back. And even if the government gets involved, show me a program where they've gotten involved, where it got restored back to where everyone was happy with it. Just name one.
We're thinking.
I am not anti-government. The government serves a very important purpose, but I am not going to sit back and wait for them to fix Google's multi-billion-dollar business.
I've got one, but it's on the
I
state
got
level.
one we can trust. The IRS, you owe them some money. They're definitely going to come for you.
Okay, Sharonda, you go first.
Now, listen, you can count on the IRS. If they say they're coming after you, they're going to come through with their promises.
And you like that?
Just a government surety is what she's saying, I think. Taxes and death, right?
No doubt if the government gets involved in trying to change the way YouTube does its business, there will be change. But I don't think the final result will be what everybody would be hoping for. It would be different, but it will not be the YouTube you knew 3 years ago. But you know, at this point, I think most of the folks here are familiar with the shenanigans that have been going on YouTube for the last 2+ years. Just last month, I had 4 videos deleted, a channel strike. 3 of those videos were private. They only notified me of one of the videos they deleted. They never notified me. So that stuff's been going on for almost 2 years. It's been hundreds of videos, especially bullet casting. Boy, they hate bullet casting. But
why?
That's a good question.
They can loosely call that the manufacturing of. It's stupid, and it's only something that a liberal left-leaning lawyer would agree that interpretation's accurate, because we all know it's really not manufacturing. I mean, it's not dangerous. It's an American tradition. You know, it's something that needs to be shared so that people can learn how to properly do it too.
Agreed, but you know, freedom is an American tradition too.
100% agree with that.
So it's and the bullet casters and reloaders are not the only people YouTube's going after. There's a number of communities out there being attacked. We're a risk to them. They're trying to make a bunch of money. They're trying to compete with Amazon and Netflix. They make their money through advertising. and the advertisers see people like us as a risk. And then there's the fact that they don't like people being independent or having guns and that sort of thing. And so, we're already on the wrong side of their worldview, and then we put their money at risk. So there's no surprise there that they're coming after us.
That was funny. I know it happens at least once every chat, but actually I leaned back in the chair, put my wireless mouse on my thigh, and my dog tried to chase it, and I was hovering over the Leave studio so I could go back to get my live chat back. So that was Baloo's fault, not mine. That's my story.
All righty then.
But YouTube frustrates me, but I don't see it as the end of the world. At this point, with other sites that are out there with the Reloaders Network, they can harass me, but they can't silence me.
Yeah, that's true. But I think one of the biggest frustrations is the lack of clarity, both in guidelines or rules, and then when asking questions about specific ways that they were crossed or why strikes were given out. There's never a clear answer that you did this, which violates this.
Oh, there's never an answer at all. Yeah.
No. And to me, that would be the one thing that if they could do that, if they would clearly say, you cannot do this, specifically this, and then I do it, they say, when you did this, you broke this guideline, this policy, this rule. I would be okay with that. I'm not okay with arbitrary vagueness.
No, agreed. But and I approach it from the point of view of I would love to see some change, but I'm not in a position to challenge Google, and I'm not in a position to wait for somebody to challenge Google in order for me to start doing what I want to do. So I want to take a look at bullet casting and reloading and firearm stuff and share a few things that I'm learning with other people and learn what they're doing. And I can't wait for YouTube to be fixed when I don't expect that to happen anyway. So for the last 2 years, I've considered, I view my channel as if it's already gone. I basically figure I'm on borrowed time. And so I don't put many or any eggs in that basket. But as long as I'm allowed to continue to exist on that platform, I'll use it to my advantage. And I think Scott, you're talking about the desire for clarity there, and how nice that would be to at least get even if we don't agree with it, to know what it is they are and we're not looking for. Personally, I believe that's part of their strategy. I don't think they want to delete us. I think they want to convince us to quit. I think they want to frustrate us, and it's working. Look at how many people no longer make videos, and of those that do, look how many have changed their content. And so if they didn't delete you but you quit, then you did it, not them. They didn't make any martyrs.
Yeah, I believe you're right about that. I think they have a very specific goal in game that they're going for, and I would see that as a strategy that would please them for sure.
And it's working.
I'm just as guilty of what you're talking about, Bacon. I've barely put any casting or reloading content, or for the most part shooting content on YouTube anymore. I'm posting videos of my dog barking at a piece of plastic in the yard, or taking a ferro rod to some fat wood while my dog tries to eat it, it's that kind of stuff, because apparently that makes for comical relief, and that's what they want.
Well, they certainly sucked a lot of the fun out of it. And, some guys have said, oh, go ahead and post what you're doing, but, use code words and change the descriptions and the tags and stuff so that YouTube won't find it. Well, if YouTube can't find it, the viewers can't find it either.
Right.
And so if you change the title, now you're sharing with 3 people instead of 300 or 3,000. So
I'm noticing a lot of people are making these political videos, and they're putting dots and dollar signs in for S's. Like universal would be UNIV dot ER dollar sign a hockey. I'm like, what?
yeah.
Well, one thing
They're
I
encoding
did, I don't put tags on my YouTube videos. I just don't. I'll put tags on them when I post them on the Reloaders Network, but not on YouTube. It just, and I guess that's partly because of that. But Tread had an interesting question. Get y'all's take on it. Fine, let me go back and see if I can find it. Data for plated bullets. There we go.
I have read. I've come across notes and reloading manuals many times and online to use cast bullet data for plated bullets. I've never loaded a plated bullet. I don't know if you guys have other guys have experience with that. I've probably had some ammo off the shelf that came loaded with plated, but I've never loaded it myself.
I've actually had a lot of experience with plated bullets. I just use the regular jacketed data and tone it down just a hair. I've never had any problem with leading in anything. So apparently it works. I just like if the max load is 8.5 of tight group, my max load would be 8.3. And I never shoot pistol bullets at max load anyway, so I'm always below that, but everything performs flawlessly. I've got ammo cans full of 45 and 40, and even I got one left, a 30 cal can, a 9mm that's all plated bullets, and I know exactly where they're going to go, and I'm not going to have any problems, and they cycle the gun beautifully.
I think I'd be more curious about how crimping affects those.
I always just put a light crimp on them anyway. I'm not jumping out of an airplane afraid they're going to fall out when I land.
And I've never noticed any accuracy issues, and I've run a lot of those Acura 9mm plated through my shadow. I've never seen any leading or fouling, or accuracy's been really good on those like 147 grain Acura plated bullets.
Yeah, it's like what Pony just said. Berries, which is a lot of what I use. Thanks, Jamie. A lot of what I had loaded up, none of them were over 1,500. I don't know about rifle bullets, but pistol bullets, I think you're clear all the way around unless you're doing something ignorant.
I think my box of Berry's bullets for 38 9mm said not over 1,200 feet per second. That's still going to be an awful hot load to get like a 124 grain bullet over 1,500, over 1,200.
Well, they have to put it on that because you could use that same bullet in a 9mm, and you can get that pretty easy in a 9mm without reaching maximum powder.
Or you could stick it in your Legend.
Well, that's what Tread's saying. Don't think I'll be doing that, Tread.
Well, I mean, we've got my same 40 cal bullet. Let's say it goes, that's just for ease of math, 1,000 feet per second, 40 cal in my Smith & Wesson M&P. You can run that through my buddy's, oh, good Lord, what's that 40 cal carbine? The ones that look like stormtrooper rifles, but they actually shoot good. Is it High Point? Yeah, High Point. He's got a 40 cal High Point carbine, and they suddenly pick up 150 to 200 feet per second just because of longer barrels. So I see what he's saying. I didn't even think about the 350 Legend. When I was loading plated bullets, that didn't exist yet. So
4095 high point. Yeah.
Yeah, and here I'll read directly from Acura what I finally found. What I read before I started using theirs. We found that our bullets can be loaded with any jacketed load data found in most reloading manuals and websites. Its velocities can have an extreme variance depending on your brass primers and firearms environmental conditions. Start with a load in the middle of the published data for your caliber, then work up or down depending on the pressure, velocities, accuracy, and reliability. So obviously they're saying that is important. They would suggest maximum velocity of any pistol round is 1,300 feet per second for the 30 cal 120 grain, 2000 18 to 17 twist, 3,000 feet per second on the 1 to 10 twists. So that's probably in excess of what I'm getting out of 147 grains with what I'm putting behind them in the shadow.
So that's out of the shadow too.
Yeah, I've primarily shot. I've shot some of the Acme, but I've shot a lot of the Acura 147 grain plated out of it too.
Well, the berries on the box tells you max velocity, but from what most of the guys are saying is they go way good bit over that.
The only thing I can say, LBJ, is put it in the press and lube it up a little bit and see what happens. I don't have an answer to that. It's still just lead under it.
314, 123 grain for 762 by 39. Should have been 300 blackout. Is 300 blackout 308?
Yeah.
I'm assuming.
So you're going to go down, what, 5 thousandths, maybe 4 thousandths?
Right.
4 to 5, yeah.
Well, you could probably load them at at 310.
The only thing I could think of using a plated bullet, if it's a good plating, is if you make it smaller, it's got to go somewhere, so the bullet's going to get longer. So you might have to seat it a little deeper, but that light of bullet, I don't think you're going to have a problem at all.
Well, Every Guns has been sizing some bullets recently.
He has.
I've been watching a lot of videos on this APP press, and that looks like the way to size bullets now. It's like they put a lot of thought in it and released a product really quick, and now everybody's going, well, if you do this modification and you do this modification, I think Lee's watching them. They're watching all these videos going, hey, do this. Hey, do this. So I think we're going to have a version 2.0 that comes out pretty quick. That's going to be really neat. I've seen a lot of different setups on how to do a lot of different things. Sometimes it comes out the top, sometimes it comes out the bottom. You never know. But it looks interesting for the money.
I've been so out of the loop for several months that I started seeing them when I started trying to get back in January. I started seeing this Lee app show up, and I was like, there's an app, there's a new app, Lee app, where I need to get that from my phone. Where is that? And I started looking at the videos. I was like, oh, no, I don't see what it is. So.
Is it on Google Play? But yeah, I've seen a lot of people do a lot of things, and it's a lot of things that I mean I could do on presses that I have, but I have to buy a whole new tool head, a whole nother, at least one die, maybe 2 dies, change everything up. You know, I can do that on a Loadmaster all day long, but now I got to readjust everything because it's used to shoving brass, not bullets. And I was like, damn, for $100, that's probably not worth the headache, you know. But it's coming up with $100. This little girl's eating me out of house and home.
Well, the Scotsman showed up.
There goes the neighborhood.
He finally woke up, I reckon.
Morning sunshine.
He doesn't really ever sleep, I don't think. He's always doing something.
But it's Scotsman, so it's always something for somebody else.
That's the truth. And there's nobody will argue. If somebody wants to argue against that, I'll fight them.
I'll get in the car right now and drive up there and give you backup.
Paul, I think as long as you're not having any chambering issues, I think you're golden. But I would get one because you're going to want to try different powder coats. The different powder coats are going to go on at different thicknesses, and you're going to wish you had, when you lock your gun up, you're going to wish you had sized them.
And you may not always be using the same alloy unless you're using store-bought alloy, because different alloys will drop at different outside diameters too.
If they're dropping at 356 and he's doing a light powder coat, they're probably sitting at 358, which is what I size my 9mm to, because my Beretta likes 358,
Right.
which is great because that's what I also use to size for my 38 special, my 357.
But if each or something like that, they're not going to be dropping at 356.
Yeah, I still size all of mine, even if it's if nothing else, just to make sure that they're actually round.
Yeah.
Well, I do have one 308 mold that drops them at 310. And I'm like, damn it. Once I powder coat them, I got to size them. So I'm thinking about traditionally lubing some of those and shooting them in a blackout and see what happens. But they drop perfect.
So, Paul, then the question becomes, what sizing system are you going to use, man? Because there's a lot of different options out there these days.
There's a cleft.
Yeah. Used to be you had a Lyman or a Star or a lubricizer. That was it. And you put the wax in the rings, and kind of like what the Emperor was doing when I first started watching his channel. Y'all remember that?
Oh, yeah.
And
Actually, we were talking, a couple years ago, we were starting on Slack. Let's back up a little bit and let's just talk about a little history in this community here. How many times have we seen ducks flowing around here? You all realize that started with the Emperor?
Yeah.
Because the powder coat he kept using, he said, reminded him of the shell from a duck egg. And so he had all of his ducky bullets. And it was kind of a light bluish, greenish color. And that was probably 3 years ago. And
I sent him some a while back when we first met. He was actually the first phone number I ever got off of our little family here. And I wanted to send him some bullets, and I sent him some, and he goes, "These things look like robin eggs. Look at these. It's so pretty."
That was back when he was showing his high point, and he was doing the Reloaders fake news network. You remember Tim's news broadcasts?
Oh, those were fantastic. You want this? You can't have my ducky.
I will say Tim's come a long way in his videos, because his first couple, he had almost no lighting, and so you kind of had to peer into the video to see if there was a guy in that room.
Oh, come here.
They were dark.
Oh, hello, sweetie. You want some screen time?
Also, I remember when we first got the thread about the manufacturing things on there, that he did that incredibly funny video where he did it all in silent mode. That was one of the funniest videos that I've ever seen. I loved that.
Oh, Tim's had some fantastically funny stuff. I've called him in the middle of the videos crying because I was laughing so hard. I'm like, you got to pull that down, dude. You're going to break YouTube.
Well, it's funny you say that too. Tim's the first guy, I think, in our community that had a video deleted. That was before YouTube's policies. Just randomly that one day, Tim had that one video deleted. I can't remember. I think he may have gotten a channel strike for that too.
It's because I didn't like his hat, so I had to send him one. Okay, she's calmed down now. She doesn't want to eat the duck, Tim.
And I think Tim's old casting pod has now ended up on 3 or 4 different channels.
Yeah, which is great.
That melting pot has gotten a lot of casters started.
It's got a lot of frequent flyer miles on it.
It does. But yeah, JCM, I say you do what works best for you. I've never had a lubicizer and never wanted to spend that kind of money on a machine that just sizes and lube bullets. And I've never done that. I've never done the closest thing I've come to traditional lube is a pan lubed one for the Taco Apocalypse video. Y'all remember that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but you got to think JCM a long time, and that dang the Lyman 45 probably only $18 back then because they hadn't invented electricity yet.
Actually, I started with a Lyman 4500 myself. It's set up right now. I'm glad I have it. If I was starting right now, I don't know if I'd get it, but I'm glad that I have it.
Yeah, starting up now they're expensive for what they do, but yeah, back then, it was really cool. I mean, I'm sure exchange rate on money, it was still fairly expensive then, but he's been doing it long enough; it's paid for itself.
I can't remember, Scott. Are you a bullet caster?
Bullet casting is not something I've gotten into yet. I slowed down a lot. I've been cranking it back up, trying to get into some new calibers and setting up some new heads and stuff for things here lately. So, yeah, I've mostly just been experimenting with reloading, and mostly for pistols until I started doing a 6.5 Grendel, and then I started doing the 22 TCM. So that's about it. I do want to get into casting. That's definitely on my list of things once I can get through all of this estate stuff and get this house sold.
Leverguns 5110 joined us. John said his first reloading video got deleted 6 years ago. And JCM says that you can find them for $80. That might be a worthwhile investment.
Yeah,
But
I'd go.
The only real lubing I've ever done has been a pan lube for that one video, and everything else has been powder coat.
The
only time I've pan lube too, Jamie, was for that Taco Apocalypse
with bacon grease.
That's right.
I A-loxed a couple of 45s and a couple of batches of 45s and a couple of batches of 9mm. They're still sitting on the shelf. I loaded up about 15 of each of them and took them and shot them, and I wasn't a fan. It's like shooting a muzzle loader.
I never have messed with A-Lox. I've got some sitting on the shelf, but I've never lubed with it.
I've got a bunch sitting on the shelf for emergency use only, but it's like popping smoke, man. It gives your position away as soon as you pull the trigger.
Another thing you consider, Kyle, with that lubricizer is that your sizing dies for that. If you buy them brand new, each one of those is $25, $27.
Right.
And that's what I was looking at when I was making up my mind what I was going to do.
You're not going to wear them out, though.
No. I'm actually, I've said this several times before, I'm actually upset that NOE waited so long to come out with their little interchangeable bushing sizing system, because I'd have saved about $100 from all these Lee kits that I got sitting around here that are $25 each.
I've got a bunch myself, and I did finally a few months ago pick up the NOE kit, and the bushings. Each bushing for that is what, $6 or so, something along those lines.
Between $6 and $9, depending on what it is. And if anybody needs a red Lee bucket with lid, give me a call. I got plenty of them. I only use one now.
There's West Covina.
There's trouble. Oh, hey, where'd Chico go? He's 15 minutes late for doing his thing.
Yeah, he kind of is, ain't he?
He
Yeah,
said he'd be right back.
He's got it laid down where he can do it without a hitch.
Okay, Sharinda posted in the side chat, ALOX, LOL. So I'm taking it you don't know what ALOX is?
I'm thinking that she's heard that term on the Reloading podcast with Jim and Travis over and over.
I'm catching up. So they can fill us in on the 45-45-10.
I'm familiar with what it is just from watching fortune cookie videos, but I've never used it myself. But that's is that something you've used, Kyle?
No, I was going to say Super Dave can run it off right off the top of his tongue. It's paste wax, liquid alox, and I can't remember the other ingredient. Dave, help us out, brother. I've never used it, so I don't know. It's Johnson's paste wax, liquid alox, or alox, however the hell you want to say it. But you know what it is, Dave. You know the recipe.
Yeah, I was thinking it was mineral spirits, which JCM mentioned, but I don't want to misspeak there because I was just guessing.
Okay, thanks, Georgia boy. Yeah, I knew it was Alox, Johnson's floor paste or floor wax or whatever. I couldn't remember what the other one was. Sorry.
And the mineral spirits is just in there to thin everything else down enough to where you can smear it all over your bullet, where to coat the bullets.
It was where you can run it through like a Lyman sizing die and have it lube through it without having to use a cake icing spreader. Because if you didn't have that, it'd be really thick. So Scotsman's a drinking dirty bastard tonight. I don't know if we want to elaborate on that.
I'm guessing he's probably drinking a beverage with that name.
Oh,
it's a hoppy beer.
Drinking. I had to, Scotsman. I'm sorry. I knew what you were talking about.
Oh, hey, EDC.
What's up, buddy? Welcome.
So Jamie, you wanted to talk about the Reloaders Network night, and you told me you wanted to talk a bit about Discord. What was there something specific you wanted to highlight, or?
That's kind of like where everybody's migrating to from Slack. I don't know if you've officially cut off Slack or not, but can you put the link to Discord in the side chat so folks can go over there and get started?
Well, I don't know. I could try.
Well, if you can't, buddy.
Well, I can type it. I don't know if it'll let me, though. We're about to find out.
Yeah, I don't know if he's wrenched or not.
There's the 10 man.
I typed the URL in. I don't know if it showed up for other people or not.
There's Ghost Rider. What's up, buddy? How you doing?
If it makes you feel better, Bacon, I don't think I can post that stuff in here either. Oh, yeah, I can. Okay. Jamie finally took care of that.
Well, folks can get there by going to the Reloaders Network, and in the menu on the website, there's a area called Community, and you'll see a link there for Headspace, and you'll see a link there for Discord.
I've got to also
Headspace for those unaware. Go ahead, Kyle.
Okay, I was going to say I also need to get with you because all my passwords have been deleted again, and I really can't remember them.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh,
I actually do like Discord a lot better than Slack.
yeah, there's a lot of similarities, but there's definitely some differences as well.
Yeah, I hadn't played around over there yet. Actually, let me double check. I think I can get into one and not the other.
I'm working on it. Give me a second.
There's a couple features from Slack that I kind of miss, but overall, I like Discord better as well.
Okay.
Well, I like the fact that you can go by and hunt for stuff and not wonder if it just dropped off suddenly.
Absolutely. That not many folks have used it yet, but I foresee in the future more and more folks realizing the audio chat features where they can go get in a room together and quit typing and start talking.
Oh, Butterbean has a good question.
And there is an app so that you can put on your phone. And I find that question.
But that's a good question. So if you, depending on the device you're on, if you open up Headspace on your web browser, it'll ask you if you want to throw it on your device, and it acts a lot like an app. Here's part of the pain of apps that folks don't realize. I've been encouraged by many to build an app for the Reloaders Network and build an app for Headspace. App development, to do it right, starts at about $100,000, and it goes up from there. You can easily exceed $250,000 for good app development, because you're not just developing an app. You're developing an app for various versions of iOS devices. You're developing an app for several different versions of Android devices. You're developing potentially apps for Roku's and Apple TVs, and as it is, the Reloaders Network is a fair chunk of change out of my own pocket every month without spending a few years' wages to build an app that then has to be maintained and updated. Discord does have an app. That's correct, Lead Bullet Junkie.
What is Preacher's Day off? I think you can look at me and tell I've never been that hungry. But the preacher almost made possum look good enough to eat, and coon.
Preacher, it needs garlic. I don't really know, but I'm pretty sure it's going to need garlic.
I think I'll pass on that one.
There's the big man outdoors. Welcome, buddy. Hadn't seen you for a while. We got to get you back on here. You are a delightful guest, as all of our guests are.
If nothing else, buy yourself a bunch of bacon to wrap around the groundhog, and then when you pull it out, cook up the bacon and toss the groundhog.
That one wouldn't really work for me. I have an allergy to pork.
I don't know how you're smiling.
Man, look, that's like the worst allergy you can have as an African American or Black person. No swine.
Well, at least you're drinking coffee, so I can see how you can survive.
That's because Scotsman says I'm pathetic because I don't know how to drink alcohol.
I don't do alcohol. My buddy Willie Bulletman's out there. Hope you're doing good, Willie. And big man, Big Al's out there. Big Al. See, that's my problem, Big Al. I wouldn't know what possum tastes like. And there's Kenny. What's up, Eagle? Oh, Chico, you got to do that thing you do, man.
Okay, I hope it works. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah,
Yep.
you might have to do away with the green screen, brother.
So we got Lead Bullet Junkie, Crazy Scotsman, Andy 79 Z28, Lakeview Outdoors, Thor's Axe, Tread, Broke Loader, Jerry 1911, MCK. We got Paul Harview. I always mess that up. Sorry, brother. JCM 45, PC Bullet Empire, Floyd Hicks, Texas Outlaw Michael Signs, Tin Man. We got loads of bacon on the panel with us. Thoughts of an old soldier.
Chico, you're buffering really bad, brother. Now he's froze up.
Kind of got a Max Hedron thing going on.
Yeah.
Duckville, Missouri.
Chico's buffering like he just ate a groundhog.
Yeah, he is. He's popping out. Well, let me see if I can do this. We got JCM 45, the Crazy Scotsman, Willie Bullet Man, 6-shooter Texan, 10-man, Loads of Bacon is here in the panel. Thank you. Eagle Eye Shooting, Preacher's Day Off. Alaska 1, Andy, welcome, brother. The Big Man's Outdoors. Pony 74, Ghost Rider, John Phaser. Jerry 1911, Georgia Boy 44, Thor's Axe, hey Dave. James Pollard, PC Bullet Empire, the Emperor is here. Pink Shears Surrender is in the room. Preacher's Day Off, already said him. 6-shooter Texan, Lead Bullet Junkie. The EDC guy 073, the Texas Outlaw Michael Signs, Lakeview Outdoors, Big Al, Paul Harvo. I hope I say that right. Paul, I'm sorry, buddy. You got to come on and tell us how to pronounce your last name. Tread, Floyd Hicks, James Pollard, Rollis Carbelius. I can't say that either. West Covina Dodge. Cranky Cletus, JCM 45. And that's probably far enough. And if you're here and I didn't call your name, if you're watching out there, just throw something up in the side chat like Walter just did. Coach Brothers Firearms, welcome, brother.
Cranky's awfully quiet in the chat tonight.
Yeah.
So Jamie, he says it's actually Paul Harvey. He had a mistype when he set up his account.
Now that sounds like something I would do, Paul. I remember being a little kid. The whole time I was growing up, I always listened to Paul Harvey on the radio. Good day. And Thoughts of an Old Soldier. I missed him. He hadn't said anything in a while. Chris 338. Kyle Lusk is in the room.
That's the rest of the story. And by the way, you need a Bose Wave radio.
I need what?
A Bose Wave radio.
Oh, yeah. I remember those. Scott, you remember those advertisements?
Yep, there's a Bose Wave radio down in my daughter's room. A leftover. I do remember those.
Pretty cool.
I miss the Paul Harvey. Definitely miss those rest of the stories. We used to do those regularly on the radio around here after. I think it was a break in Rush Limbaugh in the afternoon when he was on 1510. That was something I always looked forward to, was catching the Paul Harvey's next story. The rest of the story, I mean.
You know, he says he mistyped his name. That's how he ended up with that last name on his account. I think Fuzz did the same thing on his account. I don't think it was supposed to be a T. I think it was supposed to be a Y, and he missed it by a letter, and it's stuck ever since.
Our Paul Harvey came on. We had the 12:30 news on WRGA. So and it came on right after the news would go on. Yes, I agree. Everyone needs at least one 1911.
I have one. It's just a 9mm because I didn't know any better at the time.
I've never shot a 9mm 1911. I hear they're a lot of fun to shoot.
It is, and I used to shoot it a lot until one day I brought my target home real proud because I was all center mass, best grouping ever, and everybody told me they weren't impressed because they were supposed to shoot like that. So it's been in the safe for a while.
Cranky, you're just wrong.
Took me a minute to find that.
Scotsman, leave now. Leave now and forever hold your peace.
And they pull the crazy Glocksman's videos out.
Well, it could have been worse. He could have said the crazy Englishman.
Well, he did put a U in color earlier, but I didn't correct him on that.
Just leave that E out of whiskey and you'll be okay.
Ron the Great 75. I'm not familiar with that name. I appreciate you being here. Thanks
that's one of my troublemakers.
Well, thanks for bringing them.
And Scotsman, if you spell color, it's that color. It's like you misspelled the liquor. And we know you don't do that.
1917. Y'all refresh me. Is that the Savage?
No, that's the 45 auto revolver, because they didn't have enough 1911s in production for the Great War, so they started producing revolvers that shot 45 auto as well with moon clips.
Oh, that would be just sweet.
Junkie, I couldn't find any. I'm sure I've got some, and when I find them, I'll send them. But I couldn't find any small primer 45 ACP. But we'll find some and send them out to you for that particular round.
How many are needed? Because I could dig through mine. I'm pretty sure I've got a bucket full of 45.
Well, he's fixing to start loading that particular round, 400 Corbin. And basically it's a 45 case neck down to a 40 caliber. And it uses the small pistol primers.
All right, Jamie, we'll talk when this is
probably kind of looks like a short, fat 300 Blackout or a 458 SOCOM.
It probably looks like a oversized, what's that, 357?
Oh, the SIG?
Yeah, I'm about to say, Scott, help me out.
Yeah, 357.6 still one of my favorites for sure. It doesn't look any funnier than that 22 TCM looks, though.
Or a 17. That just looks
really that does look funny.
All right, Chico, try it now, bud.
Can y'all hear me now?
There he is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Nah, you did well. Sorry, it's I'm using. I don't know if it's the new computer or all the bandwidth that it's taking up. So we ain't gonna have to worry about that. I think you did it good though, Jamie.
But he didn't have the flair, the Chico
The swag
flair.
to it. It didn't have the swag to it. That's
It
okay.
didn't have the Dirty South ring to it.
Hey, Scotsman, I was at SHOT Show, and I had in my hand a 10 mil CZ. I didn't get to shoot it, but I got to hold it.
Well, now that's something that I would enjoy for sure.
Yeah.
It's not their regular production. It was out of their custom shop.
I really wish they would release that DWX in a 10 millimeter. That would be fun. Although I'll be happy with it in a 9. 9 will work fine too.
Chico, we gonna get some snow or what?
Hurry back, Pastor, preacher.
We got some this morning. Well, I did. I got some flurries.
No, I mean some that'll stick around. They're calling for 1 inch. That means I need to go out and get some bread and milk, so I'll have plenty of milk sandwiches to eat.
Don't forget toilet paper.
Is that a southern
You know,
thing?
1 inch will shut this down.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a southern thing. Everybody goes to the store and buys every loaf of bread and every gallon of milk, and nobody can figure out why. We just do it. Well, they just do it. I'm going to go out and buy 2 cartons of cigarettes and a couple of cases of beer. You know, I'm not really into milk sandwiches, so that's not really my thing. So I'm not going to go out and buy that.
My wife and I still laugh. Years ago, we lived up in northern Louisiana, and we were looking at getting a few flurries. And the local news, we started looking at each other. Are you hearing this? They use the term hunker down about 12 times in that one broadcast.
It is actually a thing. They scare everybody into mayhem, and they raid the local grocery store. My uncle used to be in the bread business. He was a delivery driver, and he was like, whenever I've got excess of King's Hawaiian rolls or honey wheat bread or something like that, I just beg somebody at the local radio station to mention the S word. I can unload that stuff right now.
But we loved it because there was we're originally from much further north, full 4 seasons, and down there we had so much snow that it stuck to the grass for an hour. And the road looked like a light rain, but we could go out to the store and there was nobody on the road. You did have to watch out because you kind of got to watch for Boudreaux. Look, Ma, no hands. But other than that, it was hunker down. The
thing about it is here in Georgia is we don't get snow. Generally, it starts out with a 1/4 to a 1/2 inch of ice, and then the snow lays on top of it. And I don't care if you're driving an Abrams tank, you're not going to maneuver on ice. It just doesn't work. And everybody thinks, oh, I'll drive 70 instead of 85 on the interstate and I'll be fine. And everybody ends up spinning out and all this, and then just leaving their vehicle in the middle of the road, and they just get out and walk to their neighbor's house. And that's what happens down here. That's where snowpocalypse came from, is everybody, their tires would spin 2 times and they just get out. leaving all the vehicles in the middle of every road. And the next year we were expecting some snow, and I think it was Governor Deal, that said, look, I'm telling you, if you don't have to go to work, stay home, because if you leave your car in the middle of a travel lane when the salt trucks and the snow plows are trying to come through, we'll move it for you. Mm-hmm. But we're not going to use a tow truck. We're going to use the blade on the front of the snow plow. And this office will not, I repeat, will not accept any body shop bills if we moved your vehicle for you. That was a very funny and fun press conference. He laid it straight down. We're not doing what we did last year. That ain't happening.
Yeah, when we
So,
were there, even a threat of snow, they would start canceling school. Yeah, I don't ever remember growing up having schools canceled for snow. I remember a couple late reporting days, but we
We
were
we
dumb as kids.
had
We'd stand at the end of the driveway waiting for the bus, and then the plow would come by. So we'd get up close to the road and turn it back to it, and the big pile of snow from the plow going by at 50 miles an hour. We thought that was the greatest thing in the world.
we actually had a late report day today for flooding. We got a lot of rain yesterday.
we really did. The Oostenaula River is just about up to the bottom of the bridges on the highways up here.
Yeah, Lake Allatoona has come up. I went over it today and actually remembered to look, and it's up about 15 feet. It's almost touching the boat docks that were sitting on the ground. It's almost touching it.
So, Ron the Great, what part of the world are you in? So, Sharinda, what do you know about CZ relocating? What's going on with that?
So the state of Kansas, and I think I'm quoting this correctly, but so don't make me put my hand on the Bible, but the state of Kansas won't let them expand their plant. So they're going to relocate the plant to Arkansas.
Well, there you go. They could come to Georgia if they wanted to.
You know, actually, let me find out about if they're going to be opening up just the one, but they're definitely going to Arkansas because they are actually cool enough where they actually bring out all their shotguns whenever we ask them to, so we can try them all out.
Oh, they make fantastic everything, but especially that 75, the Shadow 2, and all of those great side-by-side shotguns they make.
People make shotguns other than Mossberg?
Believe it or not, I've heard rumors.
I thought there was only two shotguns in the world: a Mossberg 500 and a Remington 870.
I was about to say Remington.
You would think. You would think.
I've got 4 Remington 870s, a Mossberg 835, 2 Mossberg 500s, and a Benelli. I think I'm good.
No, you don't have any Berettas. You need some more.
No. I don't do that much clay shooting anymore.
We do it once a year with my men's group, but one of the reasons we wanted to have Scott on tonight is we need to promote our get together at Dead Zero Shooting Range.
Spencer, Tennessee. Had a good time back in July this past year and hoping that there's more people. I guess what we're really needing is to know how many people, because we got to talk with the owner, and he wants to, work with us like he did last time. So that's kind of why we have been trying to get solid dates set aside when they could have us and not be hosting, a USPSA or anything that they had going on. So we landed the weekend following Easter,
which is the 18th and the 19th, I believe.
I think the 17th is Friday, 18th and 19th will be Saturday and Sunday. So we had a good time last time getting there. And Jamie's talked with the guy at Weigh In, and they've got places for us with a deal to stay there again. So good fellowship and good time shooting and hanging out. Hopefully this time it won't be 100 degrees and 99% humidity.
Terrible
rain showers, but it should be fun spring shoot for sure.
Yeah, that's the one I'm after, Thorzak's.
Are they going to let us do some shotgun courses if we want to?
Jamie, I believe they will. I mean, the conversation I had with them, they just want to know what we want to do. And of course, they've got those 2 different, basically 18-hole sporting clay courses, plus all the trap area. Last time when we went, they offered for us. They said, if anybody in your group wants archery, they've got that 3D archery course set up too. So it's not something that I think most of us were after doing, but they offered everything that they had there. We just need to let them know what we want, what we have in mind, what we want to do.
I think if we can get a group of, I don't know, 5 to 7 people that want to do a shotgun course or two, or try each of them or something like that, I'm sure they'd cut us a deal on that. They did last time. Well, not for the shotguns because we didn't show that much. Nobody brought a shotgun.
Yeah, and there's some good videos out there just kind of showing, well, obviously our get together, kind of the stuff that we did before we went in July. I think I released kind of a tour where I went down there to check it out for the day, probably a month and a half, 2 months before that. So it's probably sometime in the end of May last year.
Yeah, they were still working on the 1,000-yard range when you went.
Yeah, and so that's beyond fully functioning now. We were actually, I guess, the first ones to technically use those interactive targets at 1,000 yards that day that we went there. So, and that is impressive. I mean, and I know that since this is a reloading discussion here, that's obviously something that will tweak a lot of interest, is that distance shooting and that instant feedback and stuff. That's really one of the things that I thought was the coolest thing there. The whole place is really nice, but that really blew me away.
Cranky says to let him know if they should bring shotguns. He wasn't planning on it.
Well, that's going to be totally up to you, Cranky. If you want us to inquire about it, we will. They have 2 18.
I keep calling them 18 holes. It's kind of like a golf course.
Yeah.
Oh, sporting clay.
Yeah. They also have a 5-stand course and just like a trap shoot area, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if I can make it, whose wife's gonna be my roommate?
Me and Angel were talking about that, and she goes, I gotta have the date because I got to put in like 90 days beforehand. I gave her the date, and she goes, God, I got a corporate walkthrough I have to be at work for. She said, I guess I'll just sit at home and be your dog sitter. I'm like, well, that's what you want to do. I said, but I'm going. So,
okay,
I'm working on it.
If y'all see the scrolling behind down at the bottom, that's that's where we're going. Those are the dates and the website. You can go on there and check them out.
And then any response to I am going should be going to that new email address, right?
Yes, and that would be
the Reloaders Network at gmail.com.
No.
Georgia Shooting Connection at gmail.com.
If y'all can make it, send us an email so we can have a head count for the range.
Look at who's scrolling. Who's in charge of all that scrolling? Who's doing that? Somebody quick.
Hey, I don't want to change the subject, but if I can, just for a second, we get back to that. We were talking about the Reloaders Network earlier. If you're looking for notifications and new posts coming out, you can find those. There's a Facebook page for the Reloaders Network, and there's a subreddit, and there's a Twitter feed. But there's also a Facebook account, or not Facebook, an Instagram account for the Reloaders Network. And Jesse B Outdoors just jumped on. I just want to throw out a huge thanks to Jesse. He's been running the Reloaders Network Instagram page and doing an awesome job of it. And I saw him jump on, so I just wanted to thank him in public for that. Instagram drives me nuts, but I know there's a lot of folks that like it. And so huge thanks to Jesse, because he's doing an awesome job with it.
He is.
Yeah, that's been a huge benefit, because that really helps me. I quickly get on Instagram more frequently than anywhere else, and I find a lot of stuff that's been posted, in the Reloaders Network because of him doing all the work over there and sharing stuff like that. So I do appreciate it too. I just wanted to say that to Jesse. I hadn't had much interaction with him here in the last month or two.
Jesse's good people.
Jesse is good people, and now Jesse's a bullet caster too.
And if you want accommodations for the weekend, you can go to www.thewaynTN.com. So put that up there as well.
So I think we're going to try to fit 47 people in one room.
I still remember that live stream y'all did from out there where you got guys running around from camera to camera to camera.
That was so funny because eventually I forget who it was that caught up and said, "Wait a minute, are y'all in the same place?" Because Scott was running around like Wile E. Coyote.
I think that's when I had just started stalking you guys, and I didn't even know Chico, and I was all on his page talking about I am so jealous.
That was so much fun. And then Josh got the first person video of the arrest being made at the fire station.
Welcome, A&A. Good to see you, brother.
Yeah, definitely a great time was had by all. But the funniest thing was I forget who. I think Tread was videoing it. All of us just sitting outside, almost in the parking lot. We're still on the sidewalk, and every now and then you see a little hand just go. Chico brought this beach chair that would have your butt right in the water, you know. So he was down below the bumper of his car, and he just reach up, grab his drink, take a drink, and he put it back on. You could hear him talking, but nobody could see him. And all of a sudden, a hand reach up.
That was the lowest chair I've ever seen in my life.
It was such a fun time.
I got that.
I had.
I got that
people
chair
texting
at,
me, needing me to come.
Okay, I'll try it one more time. I got that chair at Stone Mountain Park to watch the laser show.
Yeah, my dad had one like that. He used to take to the beach with him all the time because he could sit with his rear end almost in the sand and put his feet in the water where the waves were coming in.
Yep. I think that's what they were designed for.
Well, there you go, Idaho. So if
I'm
Idaho,
sure we'll have plenty, brother.
Yeah, you don't worry about bringing anything to shoot. I think we can fix you up.
Yeah, I was going to say, when we were in that carbine course that first day, those racks were pretty much loaded. It was pretty much grab and go with what you wanted to shoot with that day. I don't think I got to shoot everything. I think Chico's the only one that shot everything.
Idaho, if you
Willie
if
Bulletman's
you
asking
make
if anyone knows.
Idaho, if you can make it near the house, you can drop your truck at the TA. You can park right in front of my house a bit or anything, and you can ride with me, or if me and Jamie are riding together, or me and Chico or whatever, we'll all just ride up there together, and there'll be plenty in the car. You don't have to worry about it.
Willie's asking if anyone knows of a mold company that makes a hollow base 358 wad cutter mold. I won't swear to it, Willie, but I believe MP Molds makes one. And if they do, I've got 3 MP molds now. They're very high quality. I love the MP molds.
I've been on their website, and that's all you got to do is just go to their website. You can tell that's quality stuff.
Yeah, and I was curious. The first time I ordered, it's coming from Europe, and it was quick. It was real quick compared to what I thought it might be. So, no, I've got 3 of theirs now. One of them I haven't cast with yet. I got it recently. It's one of those that has flat nose and hollow point pins, and it's got a bullet I'm going to try out in Kyle's favorite caliber in 380 auto.
I'm actually starting to like it now that I started loading for it. Thanks, Cranky. Jamie, if I may, can I give Thoughts of an Old Soldier a quick plug?
Yes. He's. I just wanted to say good night, soldier. Hold on a second.
I don't know if you can see it.
It's kind of disturbing.
Yeah,
I'm holding it up. Anywho, anyhow, anyway, kind of his catchphrase. Have a good night, Lee. We don't have to make you jealous, Sharenda. All you have to do is just start casting.
Where am I supposed to cast that at? On my wood balcony?
Sure.
Fire
Or to
Marshall
cast
might
it
not
on a
like
card
that.
table.
I want to second what JCM said. Watching Thorzak's videos was one of the reasons a lot of us got into casting. He made it look so easy. It wasn't that scary. And before Soldier gets out of here, let me say he does a live stream on Monday nights at 7:00, and you can check him out on his channel. Ron the Great, Kyle does a little bit of 500, and Lead Bullet Junkie does too, I believe.
So does Taco. Full Lead Taco loads a lot of 500 Smith & Wesson.
I've probably got one or two. I had to keep one just to show the size difference. Did you eat it? Did you eat it? Did you eat it? Oh, no.
Kyle, the Emperor needs Idaho's phone number when we get done.
Well, I was about to say, if Idaho says it's okay, I can do that.
Well, there you go.
Oh, come on. Baloo, did you get up on my table and get that bullet? Yeah, I sent Lead Bullet Junkie a bunch of them. He knew exactly which mold it was when I sent it. I was like, crap, I thought I had something he didn't.
Yeah, to be so young, old Lead Bullet Junkie's got a lot of stuff. I'm hoping I was able to send him something he didn't already have. I've got 4, 5, 6, 3, 5, 8 molds. One of them I got to do some work on. I'm gonna have to get with Charlie BSer and see what we can work out about that mold. It's a little wonk jawed, but we'll figure it out. It's gotten rusty inside the cavities at some point in time, so it's a little dimpled.
Makes the powder coat stick better.
Well, that's what I'm hoping.
Like what they use to polish aluminum wheels with, that little the black porous foam thing, not the real coarse stuff, but the flexi things, because I know they have small ones, because that's what they use to do the valve core holes on truck wheels. Could you just stick that in there with a little rouge and very fine rouge, or just a clean mothers or something like that? And
I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to cast a bullet in it. I'm going to fill it up with lead and cut the sprue, and I'm going to drill some screws in the bases and put that green stuff, that polishing compound like you gave Chico.
Yep.
I'm going to put some of that on the bullets and then hook a drill up to the screw.
That may be way too abrasive. I don't know. You may turn that 358 into a 362 very quickly.
That's okay. I got a 358 and a 356 sizing die.
Hope you got a lot of bullet lube too.
No, Jamie, the process you're describing is exactly what you want to do. Now, depending on the compound you use and how fast you go and how long you go, you can damage the mold, but
yeah,
it shouldn't take very much of that, and that should polish that right up.
Yeah, the green is the finer, the white is the coarser, and the brown's kind of in the middle.
And then they got some black too.
That would probably be finer than the green, because I think it's light to dark as far as coarse to fine. We've had this discussion before too, and that's when Chico showed up at 2:00 in the morning. You mean I had a helpful video? Huh?
I've only done one I've only done one casting video. I want to do a bunch of those.
No, LBJ. LBJ, the 500s I sent you were the Lee mold, and as soon as you picked it up, you called it right out. I don't know if you had that one or not. I hope you didn't, and I sent you something you don't have. It was oh crap! I used to have the pictures. I took pictures of all the mold numbers. I was going to type everything up, but it didn't work out that way. Chico's like, I'm sending him a package tomorrow. You want to just give it to me? I'm like, yeah, here you go, sure. So that's how that ended up. But
good night, John. Have a good weekend, buddy. Thanks for joining us.
Good night, Mr. Phaser. Oh, I was going to say I was almost sure it was coffee.
What do you got, girl?
Got my celebration drinks ready for Scottman when he give us our good news. That way I can have a real drink.
Oh, wow. The skull, that's the Dan Aykroyd stuff.
Hey, I just like the bottle. And
right, I can agree with that.
That I can't get locally. So does that count, Scotsman?
Yeah, that Crystal Skull was that Scotsman, that was the Dan Aykroyd vodka that he came out with that somebody stole like 4 tractor trailer loads of it from a warehouse or something. Didn't that happen several years ago when it first came out? Ain't I on to something there?
I don't know. I think that was before my time.
I think it was the Dan Aykroyd brand, and he was bragging about it so much, somebody stole like 4 tractor trailer loads of it.
Plus, Taco used to do a lot of casting videos. I can tell you, talking to Taco myself, he's not avoiding casting videos because of YouTube. Taco now has had, I think it's 34 videos deleted. You aren't seeing a whole lot from him in the way of casting lately because I don't think most guys realize just how involved Mike is with his local community, with his church. He's constantly taking kids out camping and taking ladies from the church out shooting. That guy, I don't know how he makes any videos with as busy as he is outside of work.
I don't know how
contributing to his local community there.
Outside of everything he does, including working and spending time with the community and all that stuff. I mean, he's amazing. Like, holy crap, Mike. I mean, full head Taco. I don't see how he finds enough hours in the day. Good Lord. And then he takes 15 of his buddies out and goes shooting and then drives all the way across Utah. I don't even know how far it is. And then goes to meet up with everybody over at Uncle Jim's house and brings a truckload of targets. I don't see how he's got time to do anything. Jamie still got his scroll going on.
I'm still thinking. Yeah, it's
you ain't wrong, Tin Man. You ain't wrong.
Would it, Chico? Would it be tacky of me that if I not drop some names of some of the people that are going to be there?
No, it wouldn't be tacky. I mean, right now there's already we got 10 maybe.
Yeah, I think we already got 10 if Scotsman can make it, and I'm counting on
for sure.
10 is in the number, or 10 is in Tin Man?
I mean, so 22 could. That wouldn't be a problem at all. I'm not sure that it will make more people want to come or less people want to come. I just checked the Georgia Shooting Connections Instagram, and I have a timeline on there or a countdown timer. It's two months and 10 days until. So I know a lot of people were talking about the time issue, but as you guys know, we were working with them and they're working with us, like Insight and Jamie just said. We were trying to schedule that time so that there wouldn't be any conflicts of any shooting competitions, because that is a huge facility and they do a lot of competitions and stuff. So that was the best time set up for us, and we wanted to be at their mercy, sort of, since they took such good care of us last time. So go ahead for it, Jamie.
Well, if you've got the email account pulled up, you can drop some names. I'd have to pull it up, but
I can. I actually already know, like right off the top of my head, almost. I know we got the first email I got was from Tread, so it's Tread +2. We got the 10-man. We got I believe Cranky +2. I know we have who else said MCK. And obviously you got the Georgia Shooting Connection as Jamie, Chico, Kyle. I'm just about sure Brother Insight will be there. We're gonna be in his home state. And let me pull up this email because I'm sure I'm thinking there may be more.
I haven't got a solid from Nathan and Catherine yet.
Right. So like I said, you still got 2 months, 10 days. The
Chico,
earlier the
Cranky?
better on the commitment.
I know Cranky and his son are showing up.
You
Right.
confirmed
Cranky
ladies coming?
+1. There we go. I thought it was Cranky +2. And what else? Yeah, I've got bad internet tonight.
Oh, is that the countdown?
You say you see the countdown?
Yeah.
and yeah, Insight. If you go to the if you back up one time and go up under the stories or the highlights, that one right there is frozen in time. If you go to right where it says highlights, yeah, you see it's actually counting down right there. So that one's live. It only stays up for about 3 seconds.
Nope, still the same.
So yeah, 2 months, 10 days, 2 hours.
Oh,
so
it's hours. Never mind.
So we got MCK, we got 10-man, we got Cranky, we got Tread. And there's one more email up here. Looks like Reloading from the Hot Pot may be there. I need to email him back about some more details that he was inquiring about.
He reached out to me outside of it too and said that it looked like he thought he was going to work that out. So
he sent an email back. If you're looking into the in that folder,
into the emails,
yeah. He's confirmed.
Oh yeah, I see it. Yeah. So a lot of people reached out to me on the Georgia Shooting Connection Instagram and my personal Instagram, my Chico Wise Instagram. A lot of people's like, what kind of event is this? Some people that I met at the Iraq Veteran 88. It's a guy down here in Georgia. He's a big Instagrammer. Doesn't do much YouTube, but he was like, what kind of event is this? I said, it's just basically like a meet and greet. A lot of us know each other. It's like, bring your own guns, bring your own ammo. We're going to shoot. We're going to have fun. And it's just it's a way for a lot of us to actually meet. Last year when we did it was like a lot of people's first time meeting each other in person. And everyone want to tell you, like Scott was saying, you can look in everybody's videos. You can see a lot of the activities that we did. We just, we shot a lot. We had good company, good conversation with like-minded individuals that think like you and I.
And the best part of it
and
is,
I enjoyed it. That's why I'll be back.
Yeah, don't be intimidated about meeting new people, even though you're going to be out of your little comfort zone. because we're all exactly the way that we are right here. And in all of our videos, we're all exactly the same. It's like it's the first time I ever got to shake Scott's hand and hug his neck. It's like I've known him for 4 years. It was beautiful. Tread was the same way. 243 Outdoors, same way. MCK, same way. Everybody's exactly the same as you think they are. And yes, you can have pineapple on pizza. Hawaii is a state, Willie.
Yeah, I don't think I'd only met
and then another thing,
Jason and Jamie were the only two that I'd met before that get together. And man, I could have hung out with those guys for weeks and never gotten tired of it. Every single one of them. That was fun. It was good to see the crazy Scotsman tall ass come out of the damn hotel room. What are y'all doing? Trying to find a place to park. Shut up and get out of the way.
It's funny they
so
call
yeah,
that pizza Hawaiian because that's pineapple, but if it was really a Hawaiian pizza, it'd probably have Spam on it.
Yep.
Spam. Yep. Yes. Spam and pineapple.
Hawaiian steak.
Pink Cheers. That has a good
and
question.
That's actually not a bad pizza.
At the moment.
You can bring some of your lady friends with you.
They have kids.
You can bring them too if you want.
Not all of them.
Yes, they do. I am the only one of my friends that do not have children or pets.
Thanks, Fuzz.
As long as they don't have more than 4.
Well, I'm scared to see this.
Okay,
it'd be kind of hard to get a sitter for a weekend.
What I want you to do is when you start out of town, swing by and pick up the Emperor. Bring him with you. Y'all can stop at the Crystal on the way and get you something to eat or whatever. And, come on up. And Idaho said if he's in the area, he's going to bring Pam, his significant other, or daughter, whatever she is.
Okay.
Mario, what's up, brother?
Hey.
The battle bean is
so that'll be good. But of course, they might want to have their own room. I don't know. Oh, and there is places for tent. What'd you say, Scott? I'm sorry, I missed it.
My wife would never. She's like, oh, I want you to go do guy stuff. Be with the guys. Be with everybody. Go. I would love to see you there. And I
get out of my hair.
Women there because I'm all about the women getting into the shooting sports as much as possible. And this place will sell anybody who hadn't had a chance to stretch out some stuff and into some fun rifle shooting for sure.
I'm definitely
they will definitely.
Yeah, I was a virgin at 1,000 yards for sure. And man, those first 2 shots had me hooked. That was fun. And I know Chico was like up and down the line shooting everybody's rifle.
He was grinning from ear to damn ear.
Yeah, a lot of us, most of the time, 243 and probably maybe Kyle have not shot that far before. So you talking
Chico,
on
you
what
had
I
to
hit on the second, third.
Did you hear me, Chico? You had to brush your earlobes. You had to brush your earlobes to get the tartar off of them because you were smiling so damn hard.
Yeah, it was. I think we all had a pretty good smile on our face after doing that one.
That was fun. That's the first time I've shot anywhere close to that. And
this year, Jamie's going to shoot 35 Remington out to 1,000.
I don't think.
Come on, you can do it.
Man, I'll tell you what. I will tip my hat. I will bow down and kiss your boot if you can make that happen, Jamie.
Yeah, that ain't gonna happen.
I'm just telling you, I will do that.
You go back, look at Kenny's videos. He'll show you exactly. You probably need like a 60 MOA adapter. Kenny's probably got a video on some of that stuff out there. I think he's done 22 out to 1,000, hadn't he? Am I wrong about that? Kenny did 22 long rifle at 1,000 yards, didn't he?
I think he did 300. I don't think it was 1,000, but still 300.
I think
it was 1,000.
Yeah,
he did that Ruger Precision out to 1,000 yards once.
243 Outdoors took
I think that was
out there as well. I think Taco did too.
Yeah, I think it was like a challenge a year ago.
All you need, Jamie, is an artillery spotter.
Yeah,
Kyle can do that.
Yeah.
No shit.
Get the long extended life for
That would be kind of awesome because I've never shot further than 400 yards. It's really sad.
Oh, they've got several different distances all the way. What is it? 100, 200, 300, 600, 800, and 1,000? Is that what it was?
I spent a good bit of time with the Scotsman.
You gotta,
some of those moderate ones. I can't remember.
You gotta think that
5.
whenever we went, they were just opening up that 1,000-yard range, and if you follow them on Instagram, they post a lot of the updates and stuff. And I've since looked at their range and a few videos, some recent videos, and they've got that range set up full fledged. 100, 200, what is it? Maybe 400, 600. They had a muzzle range. Muzzle loader 1,000-yard shoot. There's some videos out on YouTube. So I mean, it's a nice range. I'm excited about going back.
Muzzle loader 1,000 yard?
Yep, it's a video. You got to search it on YouTube.
Wow. My hat's off to that, man.
Scotsman, you just got to make it, buddy. It won't be the same without you. 243 has things he has to do on Sunday. He may get there Friday and have to leave Saturday afternoon, Saturday night, if he can make it at all. So 243's working on it. Gene loading from the hot pot's going to be there. I really want the Emperor and Surrender to be there. Scotsman and Scott gotta be there. Of course, all three of us will be there. Who am I forgetting? 10 Man's coming. MCK's coming. Tread's coming.
MCK.
Cranky and his son.
Crank. Yep.
Pretty soon, I hope we can add loads of bacon to the list. And
it ain't far of bacon.
All right.
Right.
All right.
Well,
All right.
I did respond to an email on that. So
Hey, Bacon, Delta is ready when you are. We'll pick you up at the airport.
Yeah, no doubt. I need to find this 1,000-yard
Pretty close
muzzle
to
loader
a wedding
video.
anniversary.
Is it Jerry
Hardly
Michalak? If so, I believe it.
All right,
If
try it
it's
again,
Jerry
Bacon.
Michalak shooting.
Oh, I was saying that that shooting time is pretty close to a wedding anniversary. So I'm not saying no yet, but I'm not saying yes yet either.
Live a little, Dave. Come on, man. We'd love to have you there.
Of Quit buying all that rooster jacket and get a plane ticket. We'll bring you up.
I've always wondered what that stuff is.
Here it is. There is a Jeff Hankins YouTube video, September 13th, 2019, dead 0,000-yard muzzleloader shot or shoot. It's about a 25-minute video, but yes, it's done at dead zero.
Holy
Yep.
shit.
This
It's got to
Jeff
be a
Hankins
rifle.
Believe it.
Wow. It's not the first.
So yeah, hopefully everyone can hear me. So in the side, like if you think about coming, if you got some commitments, if you send an email to Georgia Shooting Connection at Gmail so that we can give them a fairly close head count. That's just expect that the cost is gonna be the normal cost, and I'm sure they're gonna work with us, but we still need to give them sort of like a head count based on
The main person for the head count. The main person for the head count is going to be the hotel. Dead zero will accommodate it. The hotel don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Chico or Jamie, I just sent the
Yes,
email.
ma'am.
Can y'all make sure that y'all got it? Because I've been having some kickbacks on my email too.
And Tin Man, do not bring ass cast bullets.
I got it.
What's the story behind this? I've seen this pop up a couple times.
All right. One of our other buddies made a video, and he said it was a live stream after about 5 hours into it. And he said, I got the about 136 ass cast. And Tin Man said, ass cast? So Tin Man cast some bullets up and took some spray that you see all over Instagram and stuff. Like, what is that smell? And he covered the bullets in them after he powder coated them and sent it to him. And he opened the thing and he was like, well, let's check out these bullets. Oh, what is that smell? Oh, it smells like ass. What? Oh my God. And after at least that video, cast bullets. Oh, that was so funny. Yeah, Tin Man's kind of a rather humorous individual. Oh man, Chico, you want to do your thing? Are you too busy with other stuff? I don't know. I can't see you.
I know I'm
All
having.
I see is
let me get my other device.
Oh, who? I was gonna say, who did we decide that was?
I'm sorry.
All right, you got the crazy Tin Man. Am I buffering?
It's kind of fun. It's like the battle of Kyle and Chico's internet tonight.
Go for it, Chico.
Oh, I thought I was buffering. Maybe I am. Jerry 1911, Tin Man, Insight Freedom, Mario Mosen, JCM 45, Buzz T Fork 8, Jerry 1911, Texas Outlaw Michael Signs, Jesse B Outdoors, Tread, Idaho Rogers, Eagle Eye Shooting, Lead Bullet Junkie, Thor's X, Pony 4_47, James Pollard, Red Bullet, Loads of Bacon, Pink Shears, Cranky Cletus, Georgia Boy 44, Floyd Hicks. I'm going fast. I'm trying to anyway. PC Bullet Empire. Let's see who else? Big Man Outdoors. Thanks for joining us, brother. I didn't see you earlier. Willie Bullet Man. Somebody else. I think did I miss Chris 338 earlier? Who else? Ghost Rider, Crazy Scotsman, Level Guns 50, John Phaser. I think he left, and that is it that I have. You guys know or you don't know, my internet's been acting funny. Got Andy 79Z28. I see him. So everyone may not been showing up on my screen because I had some internet difficulties. It's probably Carter upstairs on the internet, probably. So thanks for joining us. We really appreciate it for another Friday Night Georgia Shooting Connection live stream. I've definitely it's been a challenge tonight, but I'm glad a lot of you joined us.
Thanks, brother. And
No
we've
problem,
got
brother.
about 5 minutes left, so we probably need to start trying to wrap this thing up. But I really hope everybody that wants to, I really encourage y'all to come meet up with us. I think it's going to be a fun weekend. We had talked a little bit about the Reloaders Network. Y'all go over there and check that out if you're not familiar with it. I think all of the people in the side chat are very familiar with the Reloaders Network, but this Discord thing it's very much like Slack, but it seems like it moves faster. It's got a much sleeker, fresher look. I really enjoy it. I get on there. Unfortunately, I get on there while I'm at work way too much of the time. But yeah, y'all check out the link that I put in the side chat is to the video that Scott was talking about, the 1,000-yard muzzle loader shot. And that I'm going to have to track that down and find that when we get done here. But and apparently there's some talk of a possible meetup shoot in Las Vegas later in the year. So
just take off, why don't you?
So we always start up with Chico. Tell us what you got going on, brother.
Yes. I got a lot of videos I need to do. I actually, y'all, I always got a lot of videos to do. I do have a 6-gun video that my brother up here tagged me in that I got to finish doing. I got it loaded up. I just need to edit some stuff. And I got that coming next. Then after that, I've got another video with a Georgia company of a local Georgia company that I'm doing a video on. I got a video for JCM 45. He's out there on the camera that I have, and I got a shooting bag video that I'm supposed to be reviewing for a company. So, you know, honest reviews, I think. So that's all I got. I appreciate everyone for stopping in and joining and dealing with my scroungy internet tonight, probably because of the room I'm in tonight. So that's it for me. Kyle, what do you have besides walking the fish?
I'm walking the fish. I got to do the. Is it the 6 guns you'll never sell, or the 6 guns that you're glad that you own?
Either way,
Because I'm not saying which way we're turning that. And Jamie, you were with me last weekend with 5 of the 6 from pretty much each realm, because there's 1 or 2 that I'll never sell, and there's 1 or 2 that I'm glad I own. We should have done that video last weekend, but we had other circumstances. Hell, it took us 4.5 hours to cook bratwurst to make dinner or lunch with. But we did have a lot of fun. What else have I got coming up? I'm going to bring back the Survival Sundays. I got to start making some more videos where actually I can put them on the Reloaders Network and make them very interesting to watch. I got to work on that. I got to get over there. I got to get away from Slack, get over to Discord. I hadn't set up an account there yet. Got to make all that happen. Just life is busy. It's really busy right now. I don't understand it. This is supposed to be our slow time at work, and we're just covered up. I'm driving into work an hour early. I'm getting to work at 6 o'clock in the morning, and I'm not leaving till till 4:30. It's just, and I got to drive 30, 40 minutes to get there each way. So now they're talking about snow in the morning, and that messes up my weekend plans. Going to take the dog out and going to actually make a video of her running around the beach, because you'd be amazed at how fast this German Shepherd is. It's just that kind of stuff. Just trying to live the dream and take care of business here at the house, take care of business at work, and take care of business on YouTube. So that's what I'm doing. Sharinda, what you got?
Other than hunting, I have pheasant hunt coming up. I have turkey hunts coming up. I have several demos that are coming up. The next one I'm doing is I'm going to show them how to do the conversion and change the caliber out on a Dillon. And then I have a few ladies that asked me to show them how to clean their handguns. I'm going to be doing that Sunday. And then there's a couple of other organizations I'm going to visit. So I got a bunch of little things the next month or so. And then I'm going to St. Louis for the Black Guns Matter, because that's the closest they'll ever be here in March. That's it.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
Oh, he put the duck out there. Chico, you are so petty.
Scott, you're muted.
I said, that looks like pewter. You need to melt that down. You got bullets in that.
Oh, save the duck.
Send it to Willie. Send it to Willie.
Yeah. Y'all, just quickly, and we'll let Scott and Bacon have the floor. Y'all go check out Michael Sign's channel. He needs our help getting his dad back home to meet up with his brother. And so they need to move back to Texas. So any help y'all can do, go check out his channel. There's a link to a GoFundMe page there. So maybe next week we can have him on to talk about that. So Scott, what you got coming up, brother?
You know me, I don't really have a lot going on right now. Every now and then I get a little motivated and I'll kick something out. But I'm mostly obsessed with trying to dial in this 22 TCM on the rifle, because I'd really like to play with it come April out there. I've got that SIG set up with the Kilo rangefinder where it kind of communicates with it, and I'm looking forward to kind of playing with that round and see if it's, it's not a long range, but something in the 400. It'll be fun to play with and see how accurate it can be. So I may figure out a way to share some of that. My kids are itching to get back out to the outdoor range, but the weather's been horrible here when I've had them. So I've mostly been skateboarding with my son, and I don't share a lot of that here. I do that on Instagram, but I'm just trying to stay around and see what's going on with everybody and kind of keep up with it again, because I kind of just let everything slide while I was handling a lot of the state stuff. But I miss being around here, so I'm trying to be a good friend and catch up with everybody again.
Well, man, thanks for being here tonight, and thanks for all your help with the meetup.
Yep. Chico's got it.
He do, don't he?
He does.
That's a motley looking crew right there.
Good men, one and all.
We had a blast, and I hope to add to that picture this year.
I'd love to add a woman or two to that and say good men and women, one and all.
Absolutely.
Working on it.
We'll get you. We'll help you.
John's hand loading beat me to it. TCB means taking care of business. That was Elvis Presley's catchphrase. And we go from talking about Elvis Presley to the illustrious loads of bacon. Brother, congratulations on 2 years with the Reloaders Network. I personally wish you many, many more. And I hope to make many more videos to put up over there.
Appreciate that, but really, it's without people, it's just a framework. It's the community and the people that are involved there that make it an awesome place. And so it's my hat's off to everybody else for showing up and contributing. And I play with some stuff in the background to try to make things prettier and more functional, but it's the people that show up day after day after day and contribute content and knowledge and help. And it's been a great couple of years just watching the community change and grow and morph and grow even more. But it's gotten big, but the way I see it, we're still just getting started. We got a lot of growth and a lot more people ahead of us to get involved. So I'm excited.
I am too. The potential is unlimited over there. And basically, it's not a video hosting site. It's a place for us to come together and post post links to our videos. And I personally am using right now, all my videos on the Reloaders Network are tied to my YouTube videos. But as time goes on, I'm going to have to change either to Gunstreamer or BitChute, which you can find me on both of those.
Well, and that's the beauty of it is for those of us that post videos places, if there's issues with where they're hosting it, the site shuts down or YouTube deletes it or whatever else, the people watching the videos don't have to go, okay, now I got to go set up an account on another site, and now I've got to chase this guy. Which was he on Gunstream or YouTube? I don't remember. From the viewer perspective, it's all in one place.
And it's meant to be a unifying factor in our community. And I appreciate what you're doing. And I appreciate the site. And I'm really liking Discord. The coolest thing about Discord is you can text, direct message folks and that are members there.
Oh, absolutely. And part of the beauty of that too is, not everyone in our community likes giving away their actual email address or their real phone number. You don't have to.
That's right. You don't have to. So I encourage all y'all to get over on Discord. And everybody's starting to leave. I'm talking too much, so we'll wrap it up with that. And then again, thanks to Scott, thanks to Mr. Bacon for joining us. Y'all remember to send us an email at georgiashootingconnection@gmail.com. Go check out the Reloaders Network. Check out Discord, Headspace. We will see y'all next Friday night. Lord willing, next Friday night will be our first night on the new channel, Georgia Shooting Connection YouTube channel. So Kyle and Chico will be there. I will not. I have a previous engagement with the Christian Motorcyclists Association. Bigger, feel better, buddy. With that, we'll see y'all later. And Tim, I hope you get to come to Dead Zero and meet everybody. So y'all say good night, guys.
Night.
All right.
Have a great night.